Greetings in the name of the Most High. Greetings and blessings to everybody. So, I'm here, right? I'm thinking about a lot of stuff, and first of all, let me start the
Don't
podcast.
get him, Daddy.
I'm gonna get him, baby. I'm thinking about a lot of stuff, right? And I even jot down some stuff because I needed to jot down some stuff so I don't end abruptly like I did last time, right? So it just like I've been thinking, and I don't know what to say because I don't know, like I'm happy. I'm happy for the results. I'm happy for the feedback. I'm happy for the views. I'm happy for everybody that I was looking at the analytics and I was just like, oh snap. For two podcasts, I'm doing pretty good. And I hope it continue. You know, I know sometimes a lot of times people is just curious. You know what I'm saying? People just want to hear what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, and I'm gonna probably have a few core people that want to follow what I'm doing and what I'm saying. So I'm not mad at that. You know, if you like it, you like it. I've gotten a lot of subscribers. I'll say so. I'm happy for that too. So I appreciate everybody that showed me the love. I appreciate everybody that showed the like. I appreciate everybody that even viewed it, whether you coming back or you're not. I just appreciate you just taking the time to listen and see if you like what I'm saying or if you like what I'm doing or if you just, you know what I'm saying, just showing support. I appreciate that and I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Yes. So, let me introduce this podcast so we can go move forward. Well, my name is Active, and this is the Active Thought Podcast, episode 3. Big 3, right? So I'm happy. I'm happy for the result. I'm happy. I'm just happy for the feedback. So I don't know. Like I want to. Like last time I left off, and I wanted to talk about what. Like the last thing I said, I believe how can guys and females be friends? I have a few topics to talk about, so I'm not sure if this is gonna be longer, but I'm definitely gonna hit these topics, right? So that's why I asked for the feedback, what you want to talk about, what you want me to talk about, what you want me to say, right? And then we'll go from there. So, how can a man and a female be friends? First and foremost, us as men, like women, sometimes they don't want to believe it that we are visual creatures, we are sexual creatures, we are dominant creatures, etc., right? And I spoke about in the introduction of the podcast, whatever. It wasn't even. This is really episode 2, but I used the introduction as episode 1, right? The 10-minute one. So what happened is that in order for a man and a female to be friends, there must be some type of barrier, right? There must be something that stops that thought process of I can have her or I can want her beyond, not just sexually, but beyond what is right here, right? So sometimes that barrier can be family, right? Not you looking at your family like that, but that barrier can be family, right? That's my boy family. So I should not see that person in that light, right? Do not look at my hand. Hold on, let me tell you what I was laughing at first, right? I was getting feedback. They was talking about my mustache. They said, yo, shave down my mustache. I look crazy. So it is what it is, right? So, and this is not the same shirt. I have this shirt in multicolors, and this is not the same shirt. Don't come for me because I didn't send for you. Ashy, hear this. I can start a fire with my hands. I am ashy. Do not talk about me. Do not say nothing. Do not argue with me. I am just ashy. Leave me alone. That's my trademark ashy person. All right. So it is what it is. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Right. So yeah, it must be a barrier for in order for a man and a woman to be friends. Right. Some people, that barrier don't exist. Right. That barrier don't exist, and they do the most, and they're willing to cross the barrier. You know, we living in a society where there's so much people. Everybody can't be the same. Everybody can't think the same, right? So as far as the barrier goes, there's a barrier of family, right? That's my people's family. I can't look at them. I can't talk to them a certain way. That's my boy's sister. I can't go after my boy's sister, etc., etc. That's my boy's wife, girlfriend, friend. I can't go after that. Um, and some people like thread the thread the line, right? Tread the line, right? Tread the line, right? And as far as like um we not supposed to view these people a certain light, right? So a way for us to be friends with a female, vice versa, because females is not really like guys. Females will probably, a lot of females will place you in a category, in a zone, and in order for you have to be incredible to get out that zone. And oh yeah, they was saying I said too much, too many times. So I'm gonna try to cope with me. If I say don't worry about it. I'm trying to get out of that, right? So females will put you in a box and leave you in that box. It's hard to get out of that box once you place in that box, right? But as far as men go, if a guy tried to talk to you from the get go, it's so rare that the guy would not want you no more, right? It's so it's not that guy will almost always want you. It's a matter of time, right? So as far as like that's the way that a guy and a girl could be friends. And to be honest with you, guys is just gonna like girls, a lot of females say that oh they could see a guy and that's her friend and that's all he's gonna be. Excuse me. You can't dictate what somebody else feels, right? You can't tell somebody how they view you, right? So when you say that, you're thinking about yourself. And a lot of times I know y'all females are not naive to what the guy want. Y'all just feel like because I place him in a friend zone or I place him in this zone, that's where he's gonna stay. That doesn't mean that's where that person want to stay. That just means that that person is willing. A lot of times, that person is just willing to play that role in hopes that they get to you one day, right? And I spoke and I touched on that. I touched on that prior, right? So feelings involved, right? When you have feelings involved, you have to tread lightly, right? Because when a guy care about you, he's willing to do anything, right? And some guys, I'm not gonna lie, some guys just wanna do what they wanna do with you and put you to the side, right? Because guys are more like predators, right? They'll watch you, they'll see your movements, and they'll go after you, right? And whatever it takes, they're willing to do that. I'm gonna tell every single girl this, right? Don't play the game, right? Don't play the game because the game is what is the game? The game is when you dating a guy and you hold out, right? If you know you want that person, do you be with them? Do whatever you have to do, right? I'm not saying that every guy that you meet, you should be with them, but I'm saying that don't play that game of, oh, I'm gonna act like I want you and not go all the way with you, right? Because for a lot of guys, right? Not because everybody's not the same, so we can't talk for everybody. Everybody's not the same. For a lot of guys, while you're playing that game with them, they playing that game with somebody else, right? You might not give them everything that you supposed to, and you want to. It's not like you want to. If you want to, and you just don't because you feel like, oh, he's gonna look at me a certain way, oh, he's gonna think of me a certain way. If you do that, then at the end of the day, you're playing a game. Because I'm gonna tell you this, right? If you want somebody, do what it you are an adult. You're not a kid. You are an adult. Do what you need to do. Do what you have to do. It's best if you hurt now than hurt later. What I mean by that is when you talk to a person, right? And you invest your time, your energy, your money, whatever you invest in that person. When you invest those things in that person, and then you see a person in a certain light, you think of a person a certain way. When you look at them that way, you think that person really likes me. That person really cares for me. Now I should give that person a chance. You're playing the game. I'm going to correlate something with it, but it's not the same thing. But please don't mix me, right? It's like deceiving the person, right? You're deceiving the person in hopes that when they do like you, you can be who you are, right? When they do like you can be who you are. Deception. In my bio, it says deception is the only felony, right? And when you try to deceive me till you think that you're comfortable enough to do what you want to do because now you feel like I'm at a certain space with you so you can be free to do you, then it's a game of deception. You're trying to deceive me, right? And now in your deception, you don't realize that you're being somebody else, right? And the person that you're being is the person that person is falling for. That's why I say you always got to be you, right? I'm going to go back to that. Because being you is the person see who you are. If you're a freak, the person see that you're a freak. If you're reserved, the person see that you're reserved. If you're whatever you are, the person's going to see that. And that's what the person's going to fall for. So when you finally give that person a chance, right? When you finally give that person you, the real you, right? When you finally give that person something that makes you change, now you become a different person. So what you think is that person gonna see you differently? The person gonna act towards you differently, right? Perfect example is a lot of girls, right? Some of them know, some of them don't know. Some of them don't even know that they doing that subconsciously, right? They'll play hard to get. And the moment you and that person become one or have sex, you give that person that energy of yours, then automatically they start changing. Automatically they start being somebody new. All of a sudden, the reserve girl that I've been dating for the past few months, right? You turn to be the super freak. All of a sudden that the girl that was like, no, don't do it. No, no. All of a sudden, you the aggressor. Because now you feel like you passed a point where you feel like you could be yourself. So the whole time you was being reserved, right? It's one thing to not, I'm not saying don't jump on every single person, right? Because sometimes you do have to hold a little bit back, right? You do have to hold a little bit back because that person is not ready for your energy. Because every time you're with somebody, you give that person your energy and they give you their energy. So, but I'm talking about the complete 360, right? We could communicate how our relationship goes or supposed to go, right? But we can't be a completely different person once we get to where we getting, right? Meaning like me and you, um, you start to be a different person once I marry you, once I make you a girlfriend, once I have sex with you, because those are the pinnacle moments in your relationship. The sex, right? It's supposed well girlfriend, sex, marriage, kids. Those are the pinnacle parts of our relationship where change happens. What I'm saying is that you can't be a totally different person when those change happen. Those are gonna change. Those situations are gonna change you, right? But you can't be a totally different person when those changes happen. You have to maintain your conjure. You have to be the person who you are. You have to stay true to yourself. If you stay true to yourself, no matter what, that's the person that me and you was meant to be, right? That's who I fell for. That's who I want. That if once you change and once those situations happens, you probably changing me. We're supposed to change, right? And when we change together, we always gonna be in sync, right? When we change together. But if you change it without me, you throw off the balance. Life is about balance, right? Everything's about balance. You can't just be somebody that you wasn't before. Now that's when you start saying like, "Yo, damn, what happened? She changed, I changed, I grew apart, you grew apart." No, there's never supposed to be something that you grew apart from me, I grew apart from you. We always supposed to be at a space where we grow together. I'm not supposed to leave you behind, and you're not supposed to leave me behind. How is that possible when we're in a relationship? How is that possible when we're together? When everything we spend our moments together, we're on one accord. If we're on one accord, how am I supposed to change without you, or you change without me? I'm supposed to see the change happening. I'm supposed to see what you're going through, and then I'm supposed to conform to some not so much because we have this thing where we think submitting to the person that we with is a bad thing, right? We have this thing that we 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 want to be two bulls. We want to run this, you want to run this, I want to run this, and then we colliding. When we supposed to be together, when we supposed to be as a unit, right? Submissiveness is not like we've made the word submissiveness a bad thing. We made the word being submissive is a bad thing, right? Because in a relationship, a man bring a certain energy and a female bring a certain energy. So when your energy is the same as mine, we're gonna clash. Period. That's why in batteries there's a negative and there's a positive. And if you put the two together, if you like magnets, right? If you put the two positive ends together, you have to force it. You have to force it to touch each other because it can't connect. It can't go. So at the end of the day, if one of us conforms or submit to the other, right? You're able to connect and you're able to get your point across. And I'm not talking about dominance as far as I run shit, you sit down and listen and let me take over. That's not what I'm talking about. Because some of you guys got it twisted as well, right? It's not I run shit. Because at the end of the day, we all know that the women run everything. We know that. A guy know that. And it's for y'all females, y'all have to know that as well. We know that the female run things. I don't think on TV, on anything, they always say my wife is the boss. And that's true. No matter how much money you make, no matter how much what you bring to the table, my wife is the boss. Because she's the thinker. My wife is there's a balance in this relationship thing. She's the thinker, she's the goer, she's the mover, right? Like Fantasia said, as men, we're the head of the household. And women is the neck. Right? So if women is the neck, I can't move without my neck. I can't do nothing I can't turn and see the things without my neck. So at the end of the day, we're one. We're both the head of the household. That's what y'all missing. Everybody want to be the eyes, but nobody want to be the ears. Because we have senses. And all of them work together. Everything in life is about balance. It's structure. And now we're killing the structure. We're killing the balance of a household. This is why some of these kids are like that, because we're not together. We're separate. We're spiteful. We're bitter. So we're killing each other. And we killing what humanity is. Because we're for self. We're not meant to be by ourselves. We're not meant to be alone. Right? You can be. Two things can be true. You can be alone. We're not meant to be that. Right? We evolve in life. So therefore, we're supposed to always have each other's back. We're supposed to always be the yin and the yang. The good and the bad. Right? The good and the evil. Right? So we stray away from the normal. That's why this society is going up shit's creek, because we just do our own thing. We think for self. So it's a lot. And to be honest with you, it's like we have to know our place in life, right? And we have to respect our relationship, and we have to make sure that it's like sex, right? We have to know your body, and your body has to know mine, right? Somebody asked me, is sex really important, right? Is sex really important, or the bond? There's nothing bigger than the bond. With the bond, you have the greatest sex in the world. Because sex is mental to a female and a male. He's not getting... Let me tell you something. Guys, some guys are horny. Yes, two things can be true. But a lot of guys, they mental. It's mental. That's why some guys can't get hard for certain girls. Because it's a mental thing. So y'all sit there and y'all think, oh, a guy's going to get hard for thinking about sex. But if you're not keeping him hard, it's a mental thing. Sometimes it's physical. Sometimes it's chemical imbalance. But it's a mental thing. It's a rush. Because for us to get erect is blood flowing. So once we think about it mentally, it's a rush. I guarantee you a guy could get hard for a new girl. Because the rush, the thought of it. Like, oh, I want her. Oh, I need her. Oh, I'm going to do this. Right? It's a mental thing. So if you share a bond with a person and you have sex with that person, that sex is amazing. Amazing. right? Because the thought about being with the person that you want to be with, you get stimulated, you get sexually stimulated before you even have sex. I'm pre-coming before I even have sex with you. Maybe that's why sometimes some guys, you know what I'm saying, they come quick. All of us, right? Because we're already stimulated before the sex. We already aroused before the sex. You already what you think being wet is? Making a person wet is you're already stimulated. So your body secrete that juice, right? So it's preparing for intimacy. Pre-cum is that you arouse. It's preparing for your sperm. It's clearing out the way for your sperm. You arouse. So sex is mental for both parties. Guys desire sex. That's our nature. We can have kids till we die. Women can't, right? We here to procreate. So at the end of the day, that's what drives us sometimes. We might not biologically, that's what drives us. You might think like, yo, but we driven sexually because our mind is telling us, yo, babies. That's what we're here for, make babies. So the sex is, yeah, it's a plus. But that bond, when you share a bond with that person, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. It makes the sex so much more better, so much more easier. You know, that then you make love. Every day is love. It ain't sex. A quickie is sex. When you make love, it's about touching, feeling, passion. That's love. That's attraction, right? That's feelings. When a guy can look at you in your eyes and kiss you, that's passion right there. If a guy is not even grabbing you, holding on to you during sex, that's sex. Touching you is sex. I mean, not touching you is sex, but holding you, caressing you, making love to you, feeling you, that's the bond. That's why the bond is always better than sex. And sex is important too. Because it's part of you. It's part of your bond. You notice that old couples don't really have sex no more. Whether they because they old, maybe they have sex once a month, once a week, whatever. That's because they have a bond. And that bond can't be broken. Nothing is better than a bond. Sex is just the icing on the cake. That bond is different. That desire to be with somebody no matter what is different. I'm going to make a correlation. It's weird, but I'm going to make it anyway. You notice in family, right? Family structure. You have your brother, you have your mother, you have your sister, you have your father, you have your cousins. You hate all of them. But what? But you still with them. You still talk to them. You still mess with them. Why? Because that's your family. You have a bond there. You don't even know if that's your cousin. Hi. That's probably not even your daddy's kids. Your mother probably slept on him. And that's not even your siblings in some ways. They could have switched them at birth. But the thought, the bond that you feel with that person, because you know that's family. That's why some people now are saying some friends are better than family. Some friends are closer than family. Because why? It's that bond. Y'all created a bond with each other. And that's what makes it important. That's what sticks around. You can have a bond with somebody and you don't need nothing else. Real friends don't have to talk every day. I don't talk to my friends every day. We text. But those are my friends. Those are my brothers. I look at them like my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Shout out to Dominique. Shout out to Jeff. Shout out to Kayvon, Corey. You know, Lloyd, E. You know what I'm saying? Brothers. I got some new brothers. Buggy. You know, I got a few new brothers. You know what I'm saying? If I'm missing nobody, I hope I'm not missing nobody. But those are my brothers. We don't have to speak to each other. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, that's my brother. We built a bond. We built a bond. You can know somebody for years, but don't know nothing about them. And then all of a sudden, like, you grow. You know what I'm saying? I have friends since I was 9 years old. Corey, Jeff, Kayvon, Dominique, those are my friends since I was like 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? But a bond is a bond. A bond is a bond. You can't get better than a bond. And if you have a real bond, nothing's gonna break that. Somebody asked me, can I have a female friend if I'm married? Of course you can. But what's the barrier? What are we doing? See, this is what we missing in our relationship, right? The togetherness, right? We think for self, right? I think in a relationship, in a marriage, that you should supposed to have some sort of respect, right? We lost that. We supposed to have some sort of respect for the person that we with. Don't do something that, because I had this conversation a while ago, right? And some girls don't agree with it. You may agree with it, you may not. But a lot of girls that don't agree with it, I know they body. Meaning, like, I know the personality that they are. They're so outgoing. They're so friendly. They don't care because this is what they think. Because that's how they are. So they're not thinking together. Right? This is the real peace sign. This is the real together sign. If you didn't know. Not this. This is the real together sign. These, like, you can't tell me, because this new age love thing, right, is different from the love our grandparents had for each other. They had their own trials, they had their own situation, but it's different, right? I respect my relationship. I respect the person that I'm with. And I respect myself to respect them a certain way. I can't put myself in a certain situation. You know, I have to give them that respect. And that's what this generation lacks. Respect. Because at the end of the day, right? Because at the end of the day, I can't be out with a friend all night while my girlfriend is at home, while my significant other is at home, while my wife is at home. What am I doing? What's the optics of it? What energy am I showing? That I would rather be with them more than my wife? Yeah, you don't have to be under each other. You don't have to be under each other. But at the end of the day, there's a certain level of decency, morality that we lacking in this day and age. We don't think about the other person. Some of y'all that think that way, let me ask you a question. If your significant other's outside and you at home by yourself, especially by yourself, what goes through your mind? And don't be a liar. What goes through your mind? Fuck. What are they doing? Even if you're not jealous, what are they doing? You think I could live with you and I'm out every other night, 3 o'clock in the morning, coming home 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. How's that a relationship? How's that? What are we saying to each other? I'm not saying that you can't have a life, right? Because this is what this is how we justify it. A life outside of your relationship. Yes, you can have a life outside of your relationship. But at the end of the day there's gotta be some respect. There's gotta be some type of moral compass. How? How am I coming inside 5 o'clock in the morning while you home? You home with the babies. You home with the kids. You home by yourself. You laying in that bed by yourself. What kind of bond we share? And some people did just use it as an excuse to do whatever they want to do. We need a life outside of each other. Then why you with me then? You need a life outside of me. I'm supposed to be that yang to your yang. Why do you need that though? Like, come on. Let's be real. Some people, they do that because there's a person that hit me up, was like, yo, why you like this and that and the third. I'm not like anything. I'm a real person. I have real feelings. I'm a realist. So you out there chilling and I'm home chilling? That's dumb. That sounds crazy. Yeah, you could be out with your friends. I could be out with my friends. Okay. I respect it. I know your friends. You know my friends. I respect that. But be conscious of what you're doing. We know what we do, guys and girls. We know how we move, guys and girls. We know what we do when we go out. We know how our friends treat us when we go out. We know how we treat our friends when we go out. You know the environment we put ourselves in. Is that real? Or is that respectful? I'm not saying you're doing anything, but you know what you do when you go out. Are you really respecting what you have? Would you do it if the person that you was with was right there? No. Most of y'all know. So don't talk to me about respect if you don't have it. Don't talk to me about, yeah, I would allow it. Just because you allow it doesn't mean that you have respect. You allow it because that's who you are. That's the personality you have. Because you're not that thoughtful of the person that you're with. You're willing to do everything. You could feed that bullshit to somebody else. You ain't gonna piss on me and call it rain. The fact of the matter is, we for self. And that's the thing. We for self. You could have a female friend. You could have a male friend. Talking about, oh, I have a male friend. I laid in the bed with him and he ain't touched me. What? Is he a homosexual? Why are you laying in the bed with him? What? That sounds crazy. And he ain't touched me because he lay in the bed with me? You can lay in the bed with your female friends too. But what's the barrier? I'll feel the same way if that female friend has a possibility of being attracted to you. What's the desires? What's the thought? There's certain things we lack self-consciousness. We lack the thought of what is inappropriate and what's appropriate. So at the end of the day now, what's going through his mind? If you back up on him, you know what the girls do, the little scoot their butt. If you do that, is he not going to get hard? If your body touching his, is he's not going to get hard? Why? Because he's not attracted to you? What man is not gonna get hard? Is he not attracted to you? What's the barrier for him stopping from taking you down? Like, we got to be real with ourselves. That's what's going on in this era, in this time. We not real with ourselves. We think, but we thinking like how we thinking. We thinking how we feeling. We don't think about how the other person is feeling, how what the other person is thinking, how the other person views it. We for self. Ain't everything about this society right now is for self? Self-centered, self-praising, self. You get a couple of likes on Instagram and Facebook. You think you the man? You think you the woman? You think you bad? That's a facade. That's a facade. Half of y'all not happy. Half of y'all lonely. Half of y'all don't got no friends. Fame is it's a drug. Y'all fiending for it. I want success. I don't want fame. I want to be able to be wealthy. I don't want to be famous. I want to be able to do certain things that I want to do. But some of y'all, with fame, now you can't walk nowhere. I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and he was talking about one of his homies that went to a strip club and had mad fun. The last episode. And had mad fun. And he went, and he had to leave in like 20 minutes. Because his homie went, the dude on the podcast, I think Ish his name is, he went to the strip club and was chilling. But the moment he went through the door, showed his ID, the guy said, "Oh, you Joe Budden." And started whispering, "Do you want a table?" Everybody started swarming him. Why would I want that? Don't swarm me. I be with famous people. Shit's annoying. You can't go nowhere. You can't do anything without somebody in your face. That's I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be a regular person. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I'm cool with it. But some people want so much attention. I don't want no attention. I'm chilling. You like it, you like it. You hate it, you hate it. You know? I mind the business that pays me. That's it. Somebody asked me if it's okay to go through your spouse's phone. Why? It's not okay. What are you looking for? Why? Somebody can make you that uncomfortable going through their phone. Why am I making you feel that uncomfortable that you need to go through my phone? I was married. I never went together, what, 6 years? Never went through the phone. Never. I never had a feeling to go through the phone. And she never gave me a feeling to go through the phone. Even when we was at our down slope, never bothered me. My phone was open, her phone was open. My phone was, even if when my phone was locked, because where I work at, my phone be locked. I don't hide my password. I wasn't doing nothing. Right? We had our differences. And that was it. We started seeing the world differently. And that was it. When we were supposed to grow together, we grew apart. And that was it. I don't regret it. Because when you care about somebody, you take your chance. Life is about taking a chance. There's no guarantees. I can't say, yo, damn, forever's a very long time. And sometimes whatever happens, people just might see things differently. I understand that. But we shouldn't have seen things differently. We should have seen things together. It's our fault. It's my fault. Should have took the time to fight more for it. But it is what it is. You know? But going through your phone? Why? Why? If you're not ready to leave the moment that you see something, why are you going through my phone? Why am I going through your phone? Why? To be hurt? Oh snap. Damn. You saying this? You doing this? That's corny. I'm not doing that. Going through your phone for what? What am I gonna gain out of that? Except for a heartache. You already know what you was doing. You already know who you was talking to. You already know what you was saying. So me going through your phone is just me finding out what you was doing, what you was saying. Who's gonna hurt? Me. You not hurt. You only gonna feel some type of way because I found out. Other than that, you're not hurt. Don't play like you hurt. Don't play like you sorry. Cause nobody in this world accidentally do something. Everything is planned. Cause when we first met, you didn't just took off your clothes and gave me some right there. No, I took the time out to talk to you. I took the time out to get to know you. I took the time out to wine and dine you, whatever I did. And then we got to a place where you was comfortable enough to give it up to me. That's why guys could do that without thinking. But girls, nah. So therefore, unless the girls is doing it to spite the guy that they with, and they just like, oh, one night stand in it, right? Other than that, everything is attachment. Attachment. I was just talking to my homegirl, and she was hurt. You know why she was hurt? Not because her husband cheated. She was hurt because he built a connection with a person. That's hurtful. Because you know what it takes to build a connection. You know the mindset to build a connection. You have to want that for it to happen. You have to entertain that for it to happen. You're not just, because she respect it. You a man. You're going to do you. You're going to mess around. But to build a connection with a person, that's hurtful. Because now it's like you desiring somebody other than me. How? How? We took a vow, we took an oath. How? So she's hurt. And I don't know, I didn't even know what to tell her. But that's her husband. She don't want to leave him. But she's hurt. And I told her, the only thing I could have said to her is like, sometimes guys don't even have that connection. They texting each other, it's through text message. So sometimes a guy might tell a girl anything that they want to hear. To keep the relationship going. To keep being able to just keep doing what they doing. Deception. Because I told her, if he really loved her, if he really cared about her, he had the ample opportunity to not be in the situation he is with her. He could have stayed where he was at and continued their relationship. Obviously, he saw something in you that made the situation, that made him want you more. Yes, you can love two people. You shouldn't. Because you're supposed to get everything you want right here, right? No, it don't work like that. Because everybody's gonna have something that you don't have. Respectfully, you're just supposed to not allow yourself to get into a situation where it's all about what I want, right? The 20-80 rule, right? The person might have 20% of what you want, but you go after that one. You go after the 20%, right? But the 80% that I have means nothing to you because the 20% seems a little bit more fun or a little bit different. Like, we got to get shit together. We got to get shit together. The next question I was asked was, should things be 50-50 in a relationship? Fifty-fifty what? Nothing is 50-50. Now, in my relationship, things is 100 and 100. I'm going to give you 100% of me. You better give me 100% of you. There's no 50-50. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine. And that's where we go back to the selfishness. We're not worried about what the person. Why am I giving you half of? No, you could have it all. What the song say? You could have everything I got, all of me. Yeah, everything. You could have everything. Cause what we have is us. It's for us. Everything I get out of it, you get out of it. So, what am I giving you 50% of? Whatever I'm lacking, I'm supposed to help you up. Whatever you missing, that's the yin and yang. That's the balance. I'm gonna make sure you meet me right here. It goes in friendship too. How you up here and your friends is down here? How does that make sense? Whatever you getting that got you up here, teach them to elevate. Not everybody has the mindset to elevate, but if you gave them the tools to elevate with you, then that's all you can do. If they want to stay down here, that's on them. Like, I got my boy Chris, right? He from Harlem. He got the do it major international, whatever, do it major, and he throw parties. Support. You support him. He throw parties all the time. Support what he's doing. And it's getting the game show that he has, it get bigger and bigger. I got my boy Dominic. He's into real estate. He's been telling us, yo, do this, do that, invest in this, invest in that. You know, he could go about it a little bit better and try to teach us certain things, but he just say, go do it. But he's putting that seed in our head. If you're interested, jump on it. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to elevate each other. So when you're in a relationship, elevate that person. And that person will elevate you. You have to. That's how you grow. You grow together. You build what you build, the foundation, the bond, everything ties in. Right? You respect your friend enough to know that, yo, I got you. You got me. If I fall, you lift me up. If you fall, I lift you up. That's what relationship is missing. Everybody's so for self that they only think about themselves. That's crazy. This is why the society is going down Shit's Creek, up Shit's Creek, because we all for self. We all for self. And the last question, you know what I'm saying? I'm hitting the 1 hour mark. Wow. The last question was, can you date somebody with kids or not? We living in the real world. Majority of people have kids. Yes, you can date somebody with kids. Why not? For a man, it's even better to date somebody with kids. For a woman, it's even better to date somebody with kids. You know why? The way this society is working, the way this society is going, you see, you understand, you have a reference, you have a history of how that person deals and treat his kids. If you overlook that, that's on you. That's on you if you overlook that. Because that's your history right there. That's your reference right there. That's what you could go refer back to. What kind of relationship does he have with his child's mother and why? How does he treat his kids? Do he spend time? Do he take care of them? Do he see them? That's your reference. I'd rather that. Vice versa for the females. Because females love to be bitter, right? Is she holding the kids from his father? As a man, why would I want to go into that situation? Why are you and him bickering now? What's this? Is he an asshole? Or are you the asshole? You have him on child support and he's taking care of his kids? He's seeing his kids? A deadbeat dad ain't somebody that is seeing their kids. A broke dad, just because he's not financially there, he's a broke dad. He's not a deadbeat dad. If he's spending time with his kids, he's a broke dad, not a deadbeat dad. Your kids need that time more than he needs that money. That money is nothing. That time is everything. The kids don't know about that money. That money goes in your pocket. Whether you buy the kids stuff or not, that money goes into your pocket. But knowing their fathers, that's different. They need that. They need that structure. They need that bond. They need everything that the fathers bring to the table. So I need to know what kind of person you are with the kid's father. What kind of relationship y'all have? Why y'all not talking? Why y'all bitter? Is he the one or are you the one? I need that. I need that information. I need to know. So at the end of the day, it's good to deal with somebody with kids. It's good. It's great. It shows a lot. Gives you history, gives you reference. I don't know. Versus somebody with no kids and now all of a sudden you have a kid with them and that nigga dips. He's out. He's gone. You don't see him. He's a deadbeat. He don't take care of his kid. He don't want to see his kid. He never wanted a kid. What? Why you don't see your kid? As a man, why you don't see your kid? Why you don't take care of your kid? If you don't got it like that, why you don't go see them? Why you don't spend time with them if you don't got it like that? I'd rather you see your kids than give all the money in the world. That's the structure we missing. It's wild. I'm telling you, it's wild. This generation is wild. Man. So this was a hour-long podcast. Wow. And I guess the jitters is out. I guess the shakes is out. So continue to throw in these questions and I'll answer you. Right? I give you some aspect from my life and some aspect generally I see around. You know? Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk to you. If you listen to this